Hi, I miss you guys. Hang in there, be patient. When I know when we can reopen is when I'll let you know. So anyways, we talked about Mark chapter 10, verses 32 through 52 last week, especially verse 45. Now the disciples were going to get into it because James and John, they didn't ask Jesus, but they told Jesus, we want you to do something for us. And Jesus just asked, well, what's that? And they said, we want to sit one at our right, one at your right, one at your left in your glory. And Jesus had just talked about his death for a third time. But but James and John, they wanted to skip the suffering part and go right to the glory. But it doesn't work like that. I've always said, you suffer now, glory later. Anyways, the disciples hear about this and they get ticked. They become indignant. Jesus pulls them aside and says, hey, there's nothing wrong with being great. But if you want to be great, you got to be the servant. And this is where you get that verse. He says, I didn't come to be served, but to serve and give my life as a ransom for many. It's backwards to what the disciples were thinking, but it's backwards to us too. I mean, do we really believe Jesus loves us so much that he would give his life as a ransom so that we could be free? And do we really believe it deep down in our guts that Jesus would serve us? So then he does this lesson of serving by healing blind Bartimaeus, this beggar. He's just sitting on the road, not going to the party, and he's crying out above the crowd, and Jesus stops. He takes the time. He notices this guy, and you guys, don't miss out on this COVID time to just stop, be still, and seek after God. Anyways, Jesus meets this guy's need and asks him, what do you want me to do for you? And the guy says, I want to see. Now contrast that with James and John's request. This guy, he just wants to be human, not some super great thing, but just that you could see. And Jesus does it. I mean, how many people do you know that just need to be noticed right now? So Jesus serves. He came to serve. He came to give his life as a ransom. And do you believe it? Deep down in the core of your being, do you believe it? That you are free from sin and death, free from the self-condemnation of shame, free from feeling like you're unworthy, unforgivable, unlovable. I mean, Jesus loves you. He has set you free.